Okay, today, welcome to Bartend Made Easy, featuring me, Chris, and my dog, Joe, Mr. Joe Bear. What we're going to do is we're going to do a margarita on the rocks. There's a few different ways you can do it. The most common is a standard margarita, which is tequila, sweet and sour, and triple sec. If you wanted a margarita neat, or you wanted a perfect margarita that you might hear at places like the Yard House and stuff, what you're going to get is tequila, squeezed lime juice, not a concentrated lime juice, and maybe with a salted rim. It's going to be pretty plain and simple. What we're going to do is we're going to do a twist on it. What we're going to do is called a spicy margarita. We're going to use tequila. We're going to use Milagro. We're going to use the white tequila. When I first came across this recipe, this is what the bartender was using at the time, so why not do it for this demonstration? A couple other things you're going to need is a pouring tin. You can get this anywhere, of course, and a jigger. I did say jigger.
What'd you call me?
What a jigger is, it's a quarter ounce on one side, 3/4 to a 1 ounce, or a 1 ounce and a quarter, depending on the size of jigger. We're only going to be using the big size of this. You're going to need a couple other things. Your standard margarita salt, hopefully with a lime tray on the top of it. I'll show you that works in a second. Ice. You could use limes or lemons, however you want to do it. I'm going to use a concentrated lime, and I'm using this for one purpose, which I'll show you in a second. What's going to separate this, and sweet and sour, what's going to separate this margarita from every other margarita that you've had is it's going to be spicy. So that we're going to use tapatio, and that's going to be the spice. We're also going to use dried red chilies as the garnish, and which is really going to set off the flavor is chopped cucumber. Now, preferably Persian cucumbers, you can get them at Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, or some other market that is organic, so to speak, which of course we don't have here in Corona. So I got a regular cucumber, but it still works the same, but I like the Persian cucumber flavor. The most important ingredients you're going to run across for this to make it even taste even as good as it can, or even close to it, is agave nectar. All this is a syrup made from the agave plant. You can get this at Bevmo. It's like $4. You don't need a lot of it. This is a sweetener. That's all it is a syrup, and this is really going to help the flavor and bring everything together. And I recommend you guys use the Key West lime juice, and you'll understand why once you taste it. I mean, these are the three ingredients right here: the nectar, the agave nectar, the Key West lime juice, and the tapatio. That's really what's going to set this off, along with the cucumber. So, first thing first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make enough for 2 10-ounce drinks. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to salt these drinks. So we're going to take the lime tray off and the salt there. It's a standard salt tray. You're going to see it everywhere. A lot of people think, oh, that's just the top. This is where I'm using this. You don't need to buy this. You can buy 1 key lime or 1 lime at the supermarket. You squeeze it in the lime tray just like this. And the whole purpose behind this, it's going to be an adhesive for the salt. So we're going to take 1 glass, we're going to spin it around, take the excess off, dip it in lightly, spin it. You're going to have a lot of salt like that. And the trick to a good cocktail is not having excess. So you hit the bottom of it, and all the excess salt's going to come off, and there you go. Okay, so that's your basic preparation. Then what you're going to do, you're going to ice your cocktail. You always want to fill your glass up with ice, because your liquid's going to melt it down a little bit. So we'll put that off to the side now. Okay. So the next thing we're going to use is we're going to make the cocktail. You're going to ice your tin, 3/4 to a full. Okay. And what I like to do first is, because we're using the cucumber, is I just get a handful of the cucumber that's already chopped up, and I put it right in just like that. And that's what you're going to see. From that point, before I put anything else, I coat it with the agave nectar. And this is the amount we're going to use. We're going to use 1 ounce, the top part of the jigger, 1 ounce of the agave nectar. It's just a syrup, as you can see. 1 ounce, right there. We're going to pour it on top, just like that. Okay? And then I don't even bother rinsing this out, because everything else is going to go along with it. So at that point, we have the cucumber, we have the agave nectar. The next part I'm going to do is I'm going to add the spice to it. So I'm going to just douse 3 or 4 times with the tapatio. Then the next ingredient we're going to add is the key lime juice. Should shaken up. And I'm going to put 2 ounces of the key lime juice. So that's a double hit right there. The next ingredient I'm going to add is the tequila. We're going to add 2 ounces of tequila, white tequila, whichever you prefer. Already smells like something's going on over here. And then we're going to add 2 ounces of sweet and sour. Now, most of these pouring tins that you purchase or that you do have, they'll have a shaker top with it. There's a strainer on top built in as a top. I don't like to use those just because I've done this for so many years. So I use a top and shake it. You're going to shake it so you feel your hand getting really, really cold. And that just means everything's blending really well into the ice. There. Garnish with a couple garnish, and there you have spicy margarita, Chris Stock style. Oh yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. Party over here.